This news program is proudly brought to you by
Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits
and Now Biscuits.
Successful staging of PITA AGM Business Forum and Expo. Telecom Limited partner with Bankai Group of Companies. And Number One Super pleased to participate at PITA Forum. A very good evening. You're watching National Emtv News. I'm Grace Papiali. Thank you for joining us. Pacific Islands Telecommunications Association 27th Annual General Meeting, Business Forum and Expo has successfully concluded last night. After 4 days of meet at the Hilton Hotel in Port Moresby, the board chairman of Telecom Limited, Cedric Rondoke, said the event has been very fruitful to Telecom Limited to improve telecommunications services in PNG.
In the last few days, we had signed
Telecom Limited first ever hosting of Pacific Islands Telecommunications Association Annual General Meeting was a successful one with positive feedbacks from all participants. On behalf of Telecom Limited, the board chairman thanked every representative from the 37 Pacific Island countries who attended the meeting and the sponsors together with the local companies who worked together to make this meeting a very successful one. Mr. Rondoke highlighted that during the 4 days meeting, Telecom Limited has also signed a number of MOUs to improve telecommunication services in PNG.
Telecom Limited has signed an MOU agreement with Amboya for exclusive wireless cloud-based PBX rights in PNG and Solomon Islands. They've also signed an MOU with SkyTel as an exclusive distribution for primary link in PNG. For SkyTel, I saw some clips of it, and I was thinking about the little people in the village, in the forest, behind those blue mountains, on the seas, in the atolls, the small places where they go and do fishing, and they have no communication. But with this, I think they can get the communication from wherever they are.
He also stated that there are a lot of issues surrounding cybersecurity, and he hopes that those who deal with communication will work on this to protect the customers and services.
We'll go back with this and try to do it so that we protect our customers, protect our services, and we comply with some of the internationally recognized cybersecurity methods. We have embarked on it, and we have yet to complete it, but we've made a start.
In the closing remarks, the director of Datacor, Desmond Blake, said Pacific Islands Telecommunications Association AGM continues to be the largest telecommunication forum, uniting all the small island countries, and with this year's theme, reimagining service excellence, ubiquity and resilience in a post-COVID-19 Pacifica, it's a great achievement for the Pacific Island countries.
Children from the most remote rural villages could access the libraries of the world. Our health centres could connect to the most up-to-date, online, real-time medical consultants from the best teaching hospitals, and our families remain connected no matter how disparately they are spread.
The Vice President of PITA, Philip Anderson, also thanked the host company Telecom Limited, the 37 participating Pacific Island countries, the sponsors and everyone who worked together in ensuring this meet was a successful one.
And I think the scene was set on day one. And it was very humbling from my perspective, in that we had the Deputy Prime Minister and 4 ministers in attendance to welcome us to this beautiful town and country. That's the first time in my experience we've ever had that level of political support for an event like this.
All the representatives from other Pacific Island countries left PNG this morning for their respective countries. Esther Gane, National Emtv News.
Telecom Limited yesterday signed a memorandum of understanding with Bankai Group of Companies for the establishment and testing of international messaging, roaming and gateway services in Papua New Guinea. Telecom Limited CEO Amos Tepi signed the MOU with the Chief Business Development Officer of Bankai Group, Ayush Barot, yesterday during the final day of PITA conference in Port Moresby.
27 AGM, we say to meet.
In a significant ceremony yesterday, Telecom Limited CEO Mr. Amos Tepi proudly signed the Memorandum of Understanding with Bankai's Ayush Barot. The PITA conference saw Telecom Limited, the host and PNG's oldest telecommunications company, signed the significant MOU with Bankai. This MOU intends to formally express the understanding and intentions of the participants to promote closer mutual business cooperation and consultation and exchange of technical information. This is a huge milestone for Telecom Limited as it leaps forward to greater heights in providing affordable and available communication and internet services throughout PNG. Lindy Suharupa, National Emtv News.
Number One Super Limited is pleased to have participated in the 27th Pacific Islands Telecommunications Association Forum and Expo, which was hosted in Port Moresby from Monday 29th May to Thursday 1st June 2023. This is the first time that Papua New Guinea has hosted the PITA Forum. The forum is the largest telecommunications meeting in the Pacific, bringing together the Pacific's major telecommunications providers and industry players from around the globe to discuss development opportunities in the telecommunications space.
NSL Chief Executive Officer Paul Saya said the world is witnessing rapid technological advancements and the telecommunication industry plays an important role in keeping NSL connected to its members through its 22 branches across Papua New Guinea. The fund has a responsibility to keep in touch with these advancements, ensure the security of existing systems, and continue efforts to provide innovative solutions through digital platforms to better serve and improve experiences nationwide for its 220,000 plus members. Mr. Saya said that participation in the PITA Forum has proved to be beneficial for the fund as it provided a platform for NSL to network and establish connections with key stakeholders in the telecommunications industry. At their NSL booth at the forum, attendees also had the opportunity to learn about NSL's products and services that aim to help build better futures for members by supporting them throughout their working life and helping them save for a comfortable future after they retire. Cynthia Maku, National Emtv News.
The Connect PNG program aims to connect the unconnected and reaching the unreached population in the country. During the launching of 3 road projects in Kagua Erave District, Works and Highways Minister Solan Mirisim announced that Kagua Erave District is receiving 4 million kina for the 3 road projects. Minister for Works and Highways Solan Mirisim in his address spoke to the Kagua Erave people on the importance of the road connectivity from Southern Highlands to Gulf Province.
Long Kagua Erave, now Southern Highlands, you got plenty of roads people are starting to finish. Now today, we come along here, Kagua Erave, all big, all important roads, and I need long Kagua. And we play got 3-4 roads now, but we talk. Number 1, we play continuum, all upgrade na ceiling block Kagua to Erave section. Gulf Southern Islands to Tigori, by sea road, long last 2 weeks, Milang announcing mo people Blang Erave Kagua Erave osem 100 million project igolo contractor finish. 100 million project igolo contractor finish long silim display road now. Contract finish lo CPEC. CPEC by start lo silim display 100 million C road. Make sure Kagua Erave section is fully sealed by 2026.
He further elaborated on the funding given to the Kagua Erave District Development Authority by the national government.
But me give 100,000 to Kagua Erave High School. Kagua High School. Na 100,000 to Kagua Secondary. Kagua Primary, sorry. Kagua Primary School, not Kagua Secondary School. Secretary, Mila Gisla check, was ready. Naibla Batoki, Mibla classroom or what is that? You may be a paying couple of schools, so you play at the give account details now, name now, Nabamla Karimigo. Next week, you black sim wanted to check to one them.
Minister Mirisim also announced that 200,000 kina will be distributed to all schools in the district by next week to help with the upkeep of the schools.
Check stop. By me give him long. Remember? Na by me all him back because some lot of paperwork, straight, so I'm straight him good na. Give him long.
The Kagua Erave District Development Authority has officially launched 3 road projects, which are the Yalukira, Polopa and the Sugu Poroma Road projects. The DDA's business arm, the Kagua Erave Holdings, was also launched. The Kagua Erave District borders Nipa Kutubu and Yelibupangia districts in the Southern Highlands province and shares a provincial border with Hela and Gulf provinces. For decades, the locals have been left out on basic services such as bridges, schools, health services, and others. This important day marked the culmination of 3 road projects that will be connecting the unreached population, especially in the valleys of Kagua and Erave. People gathered at Kagua Station to witness the official launching. Under the Connect PNG program, Minister for Works and Highways, Solan Mirisim, was there to officially launch the road projects. Minister Mirisim presented 4 million kina for the 3 road projects.
Kagua Erave section is fully sealed by 2026. By 2026, Yubla Kagua Erave and main road and Yubla Baxi full seal road. All Nablol district, all feeder roads. That's why we are here to officially launch this message.
Kagua Erave MP Maina Pano declared the official launching of the Kagua Erave Holdings, the district authority's business arm, which will be engaged to provide construction work.
So, this is the company President Kuare, President Erave, President Naya, President Kagua, Emodisla Bakama, Pama company, as a semen, Mina Panu to Bakam Semen. So you mean President working with the anyway? You mean start looking like come, you must.
Pano urged the people to take ownership of the service.
Look at the Mosani district, Sandi Lokograbe, or beginning the Kamishan, Sanding Bloor, and Sanding Bloor. You mean or Mamma by me stop the time me. Blow me to go to Chicago, you mean by me go. But it's Orion, not Sanding Bloor. District must stop safe. You mean Burugimina, you mean Bagrabim. Mendi, I'm going to blow you. Yali women will blow you. How go Rabe? In a blow you, so look at the Mosari.
Vice Minister for State Enterprises and member for Mendi Munihu, Raphael Tonpi, also shared the same sentiments.
M3 man plus some good man of them, and it's not you. Today, I'm not stop looking. But you may all pigili blongan by looking. This blood 3 man blown good plaman by Karen Kege.
The launching of this road project was described as a new dimension for the people. This was what Togaba One's former ward councillor had to say.
Line blow Kagua Erave, mi plus sanablia, mi plus like some plus service, some plus development come inside of Kagua Erave. Since independence time, mi plus been looking 1 plus service or kind something on same tassel. Now first time mi plus looking, first of each kind mi plus looking on same. Member blow mi plus Kagua Erave, mine pano, emi karem pipe la machine. Na pipeline Nissan UD 700 kam lo yena mi blo man meri blo Kagua Erave mi blo amamas na mi blo lagim disla member mo yet.
You're watching National Emtv News. During the launching of the road projects, member for Kagua Erave, Maina Pano, encouraged the people of the district to respect the past leaders of the district on the role they played in ensuring that service delivery continues in the district. Kagua Erave Member of Parliament Maina Pano said under his leadership, he is working closely with the District Development Authority to ensure road construction is carried out in the district.
Government blow you marape government na bayu is ICC bayu working. This lot sharing and big sharing. You meet dinner some money is bla something no by member Pakistan kargamba. Emi atumas. Yes, work secretary and staff tasol. Emine staff la garden blow back giving aje. People working go asking me go or sharing right no. Emo saki money. So you mean ma samuma so na start up you mean Sandy district so. Look at your Sunday, you mean now. You mean how much? Wesley walk him, and me walk him. Mine upon walk him, Wesley walk him.
With this, he encouraged the people to not be ill-mannered towards past leaders of the district, as they have also paved the way for service delivery in their term of parliament.
You got time to register some stuff. You mean no politics come now? Mito tangelo, Papa blue you mean, Brother blue you mean, Lagalo support blue you. Where some love with Minnesavelo, Parliament or Minnesavelo again, you will be any mina, you can road this level or same, you got some road to good stuff, you will be any mina, thank you. Thank you, Nana. Is he going to give out you a carnage? You got 2 black carnage, some of the you mean. Some black carnage, 5 or 6 black carnage, or some telephone, some of the time we got around. Bloody or carriage, some of them me. Bloody true, bloody support or give him stuff. You know what a man becomes done, yeah. Some love or man message or bloody or carriage or some of me. So, by me walk, me a muscle and a bloody or central.
He made this comment on the note that, in the past, politicians have failed to deliver basic services, and this has resulted in tribal fighting and division among tribes and clans in the district. Students at the Kopkop College and throughout the country were told to participate more actively in science, technology, engineering, arts and mathematics or STEAM education programs. These comments were made by Minister for DHES, Don Pollier, during the college's STEAM fair today.
Students from primary and secondary level all assembled at the Sir Theophilus Hall to display the projects that they have created thus far. The school has been encouraging its students to take up STEAM courses also offered at the school. According to the Minister for DHES, Don Pollier, science, technology, engineering and mathematics courses must now include arts, hence STEAM courses. The minister further explained on critical thinking.
I've been talking about digitalizing the education sector, especially at the higher education level. and you heard me speak about science, research, and knowledge development. You've also heard me speak about innovation and creation of knowledge. Because if you put all those together, you'll find that arts comes with it. Art is to do with imagining what you do not see. People create things, they draw things. I am supporting STEM most strongly because it is an advancement of STEM.
According to the principal of the secondary level, Cop College has recreated its curriculum structure to suit the education needs of its students.
With the STEAM program that we have, we basically collaborate many of our subjects together. Like, for example, technology together with computing plus sciences. We put them together and then...
Cop College believes that the STEAM education is an ideal connection to these disciplines to foster creative problem solving, collaboration and critical thinking. And this fair gives an opportunity for the students to showcase what they have learned.
As you can see from the behind me and other booths around, our students are basically displaying what they've learned this term in our strand and our sub-strand in terms of in the subject science. This year we've incorporated or amalgamated SBC, the new curriculum that's been rolled out, into our very own outcome-based. And when I say very own outcome-based, I mean we use the outcome-based that was approved by the government, but over time we tailored it and we did unpacking, repacking, and made it to suit our needs.
According to Minister for DHEST, Don Pollier, we must try to introduce and implement the STEAM program across the education sector so our children can have qualifications that are of world standards. Lindy Suharupa, National MTV News.
Papua New Guinea is amongst 7 other Pacific Island countries to sign a partnership statement of intent with the Republic of Korea to further cooperation and partnership in digital transformation. Information and Communication Minister Timothy Masiu, who also was appointed co-chair of the just concluded Korea Pacific Islands Digital Ministerial Conference in Seoul, South Korea, signed the statement together with the meeting chairman Korean Minister for Science and ICT, Dr. Lee Jong-ho.
The other Pacific Island nations who signed the partnership intent are Tonga, Nauru, Samoa, Palau, Cook Islands and Kiribati. Australia and the World Bank also attended the meeting as supported partners. The statement of intent states, number 1, the partnership recognized digitalization has transformed not only daily lives but also shapes innovation in all sectors, including politics, economy, society, culture and environment. Number 2, recognize and note that digital technology offers great potential to address various social economic challenges that come with rapid transformation of society. Number 3, agreed on continued partnership in digital transformation, inclusive of sustainable development, will be the key to future prosperity of the people of Korea and the Pacific. And number 4, agree on sharing digital vision of policies which will pave the way for strong partnership to digital co-prosperity. Mr. Masiu expressed deep satisfaction that Korea, the global leading innovation country, has agreed and will partner with Pacific countries, including Papua New Guinea, in digital transformation that will greatly enhance communication in a vast area like the Pacific and more so strengthen supporting technology to better access to health, education and business. He told the conference that Papua New Guinea has begun the digital transformation with Parliament passing the Digital Government Act 2022 and relevant policies and welcomed the partnership with the Republic of Korea, which he says will go a long way in progressing the digital transformation agenda for PNG and the region. Mr. Masiu had bilateral meeting with his South Korean counterpart, further seeking a stronger country-to-country relations in digital transformation. The minister has formally invited the Korean Minister for Science and ICT to visit Papua New Guinea for the Pacific ICT meeting in August 2023 or accompany the South Korean president, who has been invited by Prime Minister James Marape to visit PNG. The Korean minister acknowledged the leadership of Papua New Guinea in digital transformation and reaffirmed its support to PNG to assist other Pacific countries. Rocky Iso, National MTV News.
The Public Employees Association of PNG has appointed its new executives for the year 2023 after a successful election conducted last year. The results and declarations was made today by the returning officer Paul Wartovo at their office at the Hanamoa building at Gordon's, Port Moresby.
The association went to poll late last year and today announced their new executives for the year 2023. Labour Department's Paul Wartovo, the returning officer of the election, made the declarations today.
National Executive President Isoa More, Deputy President Joanne Kutapai, Vice President Joanne Kutapai. National Executive members for the National Capital District, 4 members there: Joseph Ekakawe, Joan S. Neon, Ilikis Puipui, Warren Ilaraki.
Declarations of the regional and provincial seats were also made.
To the regional representatives for the Southern region, they are Teresa Diani Nuere and Sipilia Lemeki. Islands region, Matthias Minawali and Willie Koma. Momase region, Patrick Jaku and Timothy Agui. The New Guinea Islands region, Robin Tokokau and Mata Salih Ombo.
Mr. Wartovo noted that the voters' participation for the 2022 election was not really good. The association has almost 5,000 members, however just over 1,000 people voted for the executives. The new vice president for the association, Joanne Kutapai, said this will be something the new executives will do to increase membership and participation.
And our first tasks would be to take on the interest of the members and increase the membership within the association as well, and the services that PEA provides. My new executives and my team would love to better those services for our members.
Public Employees Association of Papua New Guinea is the oldest trade union in the country, representing the public sector. Cynthia Maku, National Emtv News.
Information and Communication Technology Minister Timothy Masiu has announced Papua New Guinea will be hosting the inaugural Pacific ICT Ministers Summit in August in Port Moresby. In a meeting with Pacific ICT delegates in Seoul, Republic of South Korea, Mr. Masiu informed the delegates from Tonga, Nauru, Samoa, Palau, Cook Islands and Kiribati that the meeting is a follow-up from the International Telecommunication Union meeting in Romania last year.
Support to PNG and the Pacific.
The ICT Minister Timothy Masiu informed his colleague ministers that following on from the Pacific ICT senior officials meeting in Kokopo, PNG earlier this year, preparations are well underway for the Pacific ICT ministers meeting.
We'll recall that we met at the sidelines.
The overarching theme is Smart Pacific, One Voice, with added emphasis on a connected Pacific, enabling aspirations through ICT. As the chair and host of the Secretariat, PNG is working with other members in the region and also to push for an ITU sub-regional office in the Pacific. Mr. Masiu told a meeting with the Pacific delegates in Seoul at the sides of the Korea-Pacific Islands Digital Ministerial Conference that the recommendations and proposed cooperation from the conference with South Korea will form inputs to the resolutions at the Pacific ICT Ministers meeting and to further strengthen working with development partners in digital transformation. Masiu added that PNG is committed and will continue to work with all Pacific Island nations to promote regional cooperation and collaboration, given the region is scattered with a wide ocean space and digital transformation is the way forward for better information and communication to harness development in all sectors. The minister said he was grateful the Pacific delegation in South Korea and the others not present but are in constant dialogue with the Department of Information and Communication Technology are in support of the PNG initiative. Tonga, Samoa, Nauru, Palau, Cook Islands and Kiribati delegates who are in South Korea for the Korean Pacific Islands Digital Ministerial Conference have endorsed the Pacific ICT's ministers' meeting. Mr. Masio has officially invited South Korean Minister for Science and ICT, Dr. Lee Jong-ho, to attend the summit in Port Moresby. Rocky Iso, National Emtv News.
And now we take a look at the Nest Fund market report. The Kina closed unchanged at $0.2830 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your Kina was buying $0.2745, $0.4147 Australian dollars, $0.2475 euro, 37.68 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading higher, coffee closed higher, cocoa closed higher, copra closed higher, palm oil closed higher, crude oil is trading higher, copper closed lower. On the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX 200 is trading higher, the All Ordinaries is trading higher. National MTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National MTV News and moving to overseas news now. Attacks continue in Russia's Belgorod region.
These latest attacks follow last week's cross-border raids into the Belgorod region of Russia and this week's drone attacks on Moscow. Vision released by Russian media shows some of the damage in Shebekino. Governor Gladkov from the Belgorod region said that Ukrainian armed forces repeatedly shelled this area. Kyiv has consistently denied involvement in any of these attacks. Drone vision has been released by a group of Russian anti-Kremlin militants called the Freedom of Russia Legion. They were involved in those cross-border raids last week. The group says this vision shows an attack on military equipment near Shebekino, which is just north of the border near Kharkiv. Whether it is military equipment or not has yet to be independently verified. Meanwhile, the relentless attacks on Ukraine's capital have continued. 10 out of 10 missiles that were launched at Kyiv were downed, but 3 people died, including a 9-year-old girl, when they were hit by debris when that missile was struck by air defence. And there's some controversy around that because these people were locked out of an air raid shelter. The Kyiv mayor, Vitaly Klitschko, says there will be an investigation into what went wrong there, and he's also slammed Russia for once again attacking the city.
We have weeks-long, every day, the Russians send their kamikaze drone and missiles to our hometown, and a lot of people killed, a lot of buildings destroyed. We have a big part of people who have an injury, and yes, of course, people very angry. People very angry. It's not the war, it's genocide against Ukraine, against Ukrainian people from Russia.
Mayor Klitschko says from now on, police will patrol bomb shelters in the night when air raid sirens are on to make sure they are open.
A legal tussle escalates over an independent UK inquiry into the handling of COVID-19.
The COVID pandemic had a huge and lasting impact. Now a public inquiry is examining what happened, the decisions taken in government that affected so many lives. It's about learning lessons in case it happens again. But already there's a row over what exactly the inquiry should be allowed to see. The chair, Baroness Hallett, wants Boris Johnson's notes and his WhatsApps with other government figures in full.
Welcome everyone, including those attending remotely.
So she can decide what matters to her work. But at the heart of government, the Cabinet Office is refusing, saying some of the material isn't relevant to the pandemic, like personal WhatsApps, and they should be kept private. This was the Prime Minister earlier.
The government's cooperated thoroughly with the inquiry today, handing over tens of thousands of documents, and we will continue to comply, of course, with the law and cooperate with the inquiry. We're confident in our position, but are carefully considering next steps.
Then 4 o'clock came, the deadline for the government's response to the inquiry's demands. Then a letter from the Cabinet Office sticking to its position. It's not handing over unredacted material. In fact, they're taking the matter to court. It said, the Cabinet Office has today sought leave to bring a judicial review. We do so with regret and with an assurance that we will continue to cooperate fully with the inquiry. It went on to say, we consider there to be important issues of principle at stake here, affecting both the rights of individuals and the proper conduct of government.
Less than 10% of Queensland is in drought for the first time since 2013.
It's not surprising. These areas have come out of drought declaration. They have probably got what we'd call a once-in-generation season. It's been a really kind summer and autumn. They're going into winter with a fantastic body of feed. So we're actually we've got a strong body of feed, but we've had the frosts and we have summer grasses that look like hay in the paddock, but they don't have as much nutrition in them. And surface water. So we haven't had as much runoff over summer and autumn in the southeast. So there's certainly some discussion about surface water issues. So dams are dropping quite quickly, and that will be a challenge for people. But look, it has been a much kinder 12 months across Queensland, but we do need to keep an eye on it, and we need to be mindful that the rain hasn't been widespread. Fuel's been extremely expensive, and last year with the very wet season, if you're farming, it often takes a lot more fuel to get across that country when it's very wet. Certainly the inputs. So we're seeing that across all our inputs, all our prices. To really attract and keep people, we're needing to match the strong wage growth that's happening right across the country.
The Yara River in Melbourne turns green overnight.
Well, the water of the Yara River has returned this morning to its usual murky brown shade, and you certainly don't want to normally take a dip in these waters at the best of times, but late yesterday afternoon there was even more of a reason not to contemplate it. Walkers along the riverfront here just near the Flinders Street station were really surprised to see this almost cartoonish radioactive hue of fluorescent green, reminiscent of scenes out of The Simpsons and Springfield. But the Environment Protection Authority does say that it doesn't believe that this substance is toxic. They say that they believe that it is a plumber's dye called fluorescein, which is typically used to check the connections in underground pipes and has then come out into the Yara. And if you think you've seen this recently, then you're absolutely right, because the same material discoloured the Grand Canal in Venice, and that was also found to be this fluorescein substance. The EPA says that it probably has dispersed because this substance is quite quick to disperse and also move downstream. But they're still saying that people shouldn't make contact with it until the source of the substance can be found.
National MTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sport. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. And the Oceania Football Confederation Women's Champions League went to a showdown last night where PNG's Hickory United FC was beat by the AS Academy 2-1 in the second contest of tournament day 1.
Both the AS Academy Feminine and the Hickory United FC showcased an entertaining game following the Labasa Women FC's win over the Kiwis in the earlier contest. The New Caledonia side secured the icebreaker goal superbly 2 minutes into the opening half, signaling the home side that they have been tied on the notch and there was no time wasting. This score gave the AS Academy the first half lead as Hackery trailed scoreless. In the second half, Hackery retaliated to even the score courtesy of a goal point penalty kick. But destiny smiled on the AS Academy outfit when Ashley Gowett secured an arrow into the roof of the net of the Hackery edge, giving her side the opening day win as host nations Hackery United fell short by 1 point. AS Academy's powerful substitute Ashley Gowett admitted that even though she was intimidated by the home crowd support, she stayed focused until game time.
J'ai réussi à faire avec. Ils m'ont pas déstabilisé. J'étais à fond.
Of course. Yeah, she was obviously intimidated by that, but she got over it and she stayed focused.
AS Academy coach Carolee Bratinier said she was proud of her team's performances despite the game being physically challenging.
Un match physiquement très difficile. It was a game physically challenging. Je suis fière de mes joueuses qui ont tout donné jusqu'au bout. I'm proud of my players that gave their all till the end.
Hackery FC coach Erickson Coming, on the other hand, shared that the loss is a challenge to them and they will regroup to come back stronger in their upcoming games.
They played well today. That's football. One team has to win and one team has to lose. And we didn't get the result today. But I'm proud of the girls. We just have to go back and come back stronger in the next game.
Meantime, today saw the 5 football clubs undergo their training sessions at respective stadiums in Port Moresby ahead of day 2 of the tournament tomorrow. Lisa Puni, Trukai Sports.
Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome back to Trukai Sports. Moving to overseas sports now. The tennis French Open competition continues as some contestants proceed to the finals.
Alex de Minaur's run at the French Open has come to an end, losing in 3 sets to the unseeded big-hitting Argentine, Thomas Martin Echeverry. Max Purcell was the second Australian to exit in the second round. Thanasi Kokkinakis is the only Australian remaining in the competition.
And that ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
The weather forecast for the next 24 hours. In the southern region, Port Moresby City, few evening showers and possible thunderstorms. Popondata, evening rain showers and possible thunderstorms, then cloudy. In the Momase region, Ley City, rain showers and thunderstorms. Vanimo, few showers and partly cloudy. In the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, few showers and possible thunderstorms. Boka, few showers and thunderstorms, then cloudy. And in the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City, few evening showers and possible thunderstorms. Mendi and Wabeg, rain showers and possible thunderstorms.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Friday, the 2nd of June 2023. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Bye for now.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.